Hey guys, I'm Abby. This is Literary Scene, and I have a book review. And this is not the first time I've recorded this. Book reviews are definitely the hardest thing to do when you cannot edit your videos. So, yeah, I'm just going to do my best, and hopefully this one will be legit enough to post. And I'm going to be reviewing Kiss Me Judas by Will Christopher Baer, and this is a sort of neo-noir, gritty, dark book about sex and violence, and I'm going to put this down. There's drugs, there's sex, there's violence, there's dark themes, very adult themes, and so just know that going in. And before watching this review, maybe, if you care that much. And so, yeah. We start off with Phineas Poe, our main character, who is recovering from a nervous breakdown. He is an ex-cop. He is a drug addict. He has just been released. He is still very disoriented, very in a sort of haze. His psychotic break happened after the death of his wife, which he may or may not have been involved in her death. Could have been the suicide, he could have killed her, she could have died from other means, we're just not really sure, and his memories of it are very foggy, hence the nervous breakdown, yeah. So, we start off with him, and he's all disoriented and, drug-addled and whatnot, and he's in this bar in a motel, and, he's sitting there, he's drinking his drink, and here comes this, lovely, striking, beautiful hooker who drops a little something in his drink, and before you know it, she's leading him back to his room where they mess around and do whatever, and he wakes up in a bathtub full of ice with a missing kidney. She stapled him up real nicely and left him a note letting him know that if he calls 911 he might live. So he gets to the hospital and all this, and they're sort of trying to fix him up, and he is thinking all this over, and he has sort of romanticized this woman stealing his kidney, and he's kind of lusting after her. I think it's up in the air whether or not he's in love with her. I would definitely say it's lust, because he also really wants to kill her, but he can't shake this lustfulness that he has for her. So he kind of skips out on his medical treatment, leaves the hospital. He heads over to this dude he knew. Apparently, some connection that he had when he was a cop. This guy is sort of a black market doctor. I don't know what to call him exactly, but he does some black market. Black market's not the right word, but you know what I'm trying to get at here. He does some abortions. He does such as some gunshot wounds and just little here and there stuff that he has learned from medical journals, because he does not have an actual medical degree. And so he gives him copious amounts of drugs for the pain, which is pretty much all that he can do for him. And he takes off to find Jude, the woman who stole his kidney. Now, she has kind of left him some cryptic little letters and notes and clues as to where she may be, because for some reason she actually wants him to find her. She's may or may not be in love with him also. I think they both kind of romanticized what has happened between them, which is just insanity. But, yeah, so he meets up with her. They go on this freaking journey to deliver his kidney to this guy who needs it, supposedly, because Jude has, fed him tons of different stories about why she needs his kidney, where it's going, and that it's supposedly in this green ice box that she's carrying around, which he's really not sure if it is or not, and he keeps eyeing that ice box, really wanting to know if it actually houses his kidney or not, because he definitely has his doubts, because everything she tells him is very, very sketchy. She's a very sketchy lady. She's very deceiving, very manipulative. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop there with the story, because the plot kind of takes off from there, and when they go on this sort of journey, and everybody that they meet ends up brutally murdered, dying along the way, and yeah, I can't really say too much more about the plot or I will be giving stuff away. And I want to keep this very spoiler free. So, let's talk about the writing. The writing style was very, very well crafted. I very much enjoyed it. It's very minimalistic type of writing, if that is a thing. It's very straight and to the point, not a lot of flowery, unnecessary detail, but enough to really engage you, really be gripping, and keep you interested. One thing about the writing that I did not like was there's no quotations around the dialogue. Now, if this is some sort of artsy-fartsy sort of way of making your story more appealing or different, but no, it doesn't work. It's not fun. It's very annoying. So annoying because you're constantly having to reread to see, like, you know, who is saying what when, but you kind of catch on after a while, and it's not so bad. So, you know, that is what it is. The characters were all very fleshed out pretty well as can be in this type of story. I really was really sympathetic, really felt sorry for Phineas Poe because he is a really messed up person. I for one think he may be suffering from some sort of personality disorder along with this nervous breakdown and all these drugs, and everybody he meets is just constantly using him and, you know, feeding him all these lies. And there's also, I didn't mention, there's also a couple of cops that are on his tail due to the whole kidney situation. Not to mention they've also been tailing him because of his wife dying and the mystery that is surrounding her death, which he is like a suspect, but there's no real evidence, so there's that. And they also sort of manipulate him, and one of them tells him that this woman took his kidney and supposedly left a bag of heroin in place of it, which if it dissolved in his intestines, he would die. So he's a little bit back and forth worried, is that, you know, do I have heroin in where my kidney was and all this stuff. And so, yeah. So I really felt sorry for him. You know, everybody's just manipulating him and deceiving him and using him to gain whatever that is that they need. And so basically that's also how I feel about the other characters. They're just not so nice, but they are great characters for their part in the story. And overall, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely recommend it if you like this sort of thing. If you are a Chuck Palahniuk fan, I definitely think you would like this. So yeah, I guess that's all that I have to say about it. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that lovely stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!